of instruction. That takes a few weeks, and then they put you through an initiation. And you may say when you get through that, well, what was all that preparation for? I didn't feel anything. But so in exactly the same way with this, it is completely urgent, in other words, that we prevent the occurrence of a very serious, socially destructive criminal situation created by law. You've heard of iatrogenic diseases. That means diseases caused by physicians. There are nomogenic diseases, or shall we say nomogenic crimes. Like somebody said, the only serious side effect of marijuana is that you may go to jail. This is a nomogenic crime. In other words, it is a ritual crime. In exactly the same way that when the early Christians refused to burn incense in front of the Roman gods, in whom the Romans themselves didn't believe, they were guilty of a crime. It was a ritual crime. And they refused. And a reasonable man like the Emperor Marcus Aurelius said to the Christians, now come off it. Really? Do you have to refuse to burn incense? They said, yes, we're serious about it. So these are ritual crimes. And so in the same way, various ritual crimes exist, and our police, poor devils, are supposed to enforce it. And if they don't, they're going to get it from the politicians. Because the politicians have made all the old ladies up in Glendale scared, and Pasadena and so on. They're all just terrified about this. And so the politician gets the votes of those old ladies. And the police have to do what the politician tells them to do. And you know, the police, they're just people. And it's a terrible thing to put the police in a position where they're going to earn public disrespect by enforcing or trying to enforce unenforceable laws. So I would say in general, to sum up, substances like LSD which give away a secret about the nature of the social game, the human game, and what underlies it, are potentially dangerous, of course, like any good thing is. Electricity is dangerous, fire is dangerous, cars are dangerous, planes are dangerous, but not so dangerous as driving on the freeway. The only way to handle danger is to face it. If you start getting frightened of it, then you make it worse. Because you project onto it all kinds of bogies and threats which don't exist in it at all. So this is also a rule. And please, anybody here who's a psychotherapist, if he doesn't know this already, take note. If you get someone thrown on your hands who, as a result of taking any psychotropic drug, is in a psychotic state, don't be frightened. Because the moment you're afraid, your patient will pick up your fear by a kind of osmosis and get worse. The rule about all terrors, going back to where I started from, the dweller on the threshold, the rule for all terrors is head straight into them. When you are sailing in a storm, you don't let a wave hit your boat on the side. You go bow into the wave and ride it. So in the same way, old folklore says, this is an old wives' tale with a lot of truth in it, whenever you meet a ghost, don't run away. Because the ghost will capture the substance of your fear and materialize itself out of your own substance and will kill you eventually, because it will take over all your own vitality. So then, whenever confronted with a ghost, walk straight into it and it will disappear. And so in the same way, when people stir up the depths of the unconscious and are confronted with their own monsters, or with the terrors of discovering that they're in a relativistic world where black implies white and white implies black, so who's in charge? You know, grandfather's dead, father's dead too, this leaves me. Ooh, who's the authority? See? When you get that sense of terror, go right at it. Don't run away. Explore, feel fear as completely as you can feel it. Head straight into it. And just it so happens that these things give you the property, and the opportunity, let me put it that way, the opportunity to go into some of your very, very most closely kept skeletons. And the result of that is invariably beneficial.
You're listening to the Psychedelic Salon, where people are changing their lives one thought at a time.
Head into your fears and the results will be very, very beneficial. Actually, I think it was Mark Twain who once said, "The fear of death follows from the fear of life." And I highly recommend thinking about that on your next acid trip or in your next quiet moment. It may open a few doors that have been closed off for a while. Now, as I said earlier, Michael sent me over a dozen talks by Alan Watts, and I'll go through the others and see if I can find a couple more that we don't have copyright issues with and get those out to you. But for today, I've got a couple of quick announcements, and then I've got to get going. The first one comes from Raymond of Spirit Plants Radio, who contacted me through the forums over at thegrowreport.com. And he says, "Hey, Lorenzo, so we just finished webcasting the recent McKenna 6-part salon shows. I wanted to thank you personally for putting these on. McKenna is one of those rare souls who is just as profound and provoking in print and on stage. It gave me utmost pleasure to help get his words out there a little more and to promote the salon along the way. We're doing the Huxley show this coming weekend. Another gem. Huxley remains one of my heroes. Thanks again for your hard work and good spirit. Raymond, Spirit Plants Radio, and you can find them at spfradio.yage.net. So if you get a chance, you may want to check out this 24/7 radio station. I've stopped by several times now and always found something interesting being played, and so I want to thank you, Raymond, and thank you for being part of the salon as well. Okay, now for some shameless promotion of a family member. Haven't done that before. On this coming Friday night, that's the 12th of February, 2010, a band called the Soft Pack will make their national television debut on The Letterman Show. Now, for full disclosure, their lead singer, Matt Lampkin, was not only once a neighbor of mine, he is also a shirt-tail relative. But all that aside, I really love their full-out, straight-ahead rock and roll energy. And in a minute or two, I'm going to play a cut from their latest album. But first, I want to let our fellow saloners in Europe know about where they can see the Soft Pack in person. As I said, they'll be on the Letterman Show here in the States on the 12th of this month, which is February 2010, in case you haven't been keeping up lately. But since that show's actually being pre-taped today, they won't be in the U.S. on that Friday night. Instead, they'll be appearing in London at HMV Borderline. But I'm afraid that show's already sold out. However, they will also be appearing in Southampton, Brighton, Bristol, Sheffield, Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Leeds, Nottingham, Birmingham, Cologne, Amsterdam, Brussels, Paris, Hamburg, and Berlin, all between the 13th of this month and the 7th of March. And you can find the locations of the venues on their page at myspace.com/THESOFTPACK, the Soft Pack. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if some of our fellow saloners saw them on their last swing through the UK, where they played on one of the stages at Glastonbury, among other gigs. And if you do attend one of their shows, be sure to ask Matt Lampkin, the lead singer, what his niece, who is also my granddaughter, calls him. And then email the answer to me here via lorenzo@matrixmasters.com, and I'll send you a code for a free copy of my book, The Genesis Generation. Of course, I forgot to tell Matt that I was going to do this the last time I saw him, which was at KMO and Neil Kramer's Trans Alchemy Salon in L.A., by the way. But he may wonder what the heck you're talking about at first if you're the first one to